spoilers, 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 spoilers. Hey everyone, welcome to Game of Thrones. And in case you couldn't guess from the song, there will be spoilers for the previous episode of Game of Thrones. So this week we're starting with the season premiere of season 4 entitled Two Swords. We'll start off by talking about Margaery. Good episode for Margaery. However, if I could, I would actually cross out Margaery's name and cast my vote for Lady Olenna, her grandmother.
Nana Tyrell in the his house.
I felt like this week, when there was the scene where Margaery and she were picking out the necklaces, Margaery seemed to be less interested than Grandma was in getting the throne. Don't get me wrong, I think Margaery is still a very, strong character, and she does really want to be the queen. But part of me in this episode made me go, does she really want to be queen, or does her family really want her to be queen?
Yeah. No points for Margaery.
No points for Margaery, no. Let's talk next about Daenerys. Not a great episode for Daenerys.
No. But she's on her way to do some cool shit.
Yes.
She's losing control of those dragons, though.
She is.
It's true.
She's losing control of those dragons, and she's finding out very fast that the slaves are not really a fan of her. The people in the mother slave city of Meereen know that she's on her way, and so they strung up slaves and made them point the direction all along the way.
Once she, jacked stuff up in Tarth and then completely took out Astapor, I think she was secretly hoping that people would just, start handing their slaves over, because they're like, don't burn our houses! But that's obviously not going down right now. So,
Yeah.
No.
So no points for Daenerys.
No points for Daenerys,
But
also.
I think my girl's gonna get some later.
She's been low before and she's come back.
Right.
It's true. Next, we'll talk about Cersei, and if I could take points away, but Cersei doesn't have any right now because nobody has any.
Negative points
I
for
would.
Cersei.
I'm giving her a -1 anyway.
This was a terrible, terrible episode for Cersei. Basically, she estranged her greatest ally, which was her brother, Jaime. He basically comes back, there's this scene with him and her, and he thinks that they're gonna get it on, and she's like, no, I don't wanna.
No, you're gross now, sorry.
Ew, don't touch me with the stump.
Jaime is the only person I think that's really was on Cersei's side because he's so blindly in love with her, and now he's not gonna be in love with her anymore.
So I gave Cersei a -1.
-1 for
'cause
Cersei.
That's being generous.
Right? 1, I already don't like you, bitch. And 2, you were mean this episode. So -1 for you. You're lucky it's not like -500.
Sansa Stark. I think that Sansa in this episode, especially because, of course she's reeling from her brother being killed and then maimed after he was dead. I think that she is really coming to terms with the fact that she is on her own now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't think she's going to lay down and take it.
No, I don't think so. Not anymore.
So I give points to Sansa this week.
Yes. Yep.
Also, we need to really acknowledge the fact that she has an ally.
Yeah.
She does.
And she has an ally that
she-
everyone has already forgotten about completely, and it is Sir Dontos.
Yeah.
And he is no longer a knight at all. He is just a fool, and he is meeting her in secret, and she has an ally.
I stand by my point for Sansa.
Sansa.
Arya Stark.
Arya.
Really good episode for Arya too.
Wow.
This was like a Stark's making a comeback episode.
Yeah.
Arya, we find her out on her adventures with the Hound.
Yep.
She sees 2 things she wants: her sword back and a horse. She gets both of these things.
I'm gonna give her 2 points.
I say 2 points for
1
Arya.
for the sword and 1 for the horse.
Hell yes.
Should I give
Hell
her 3
yes.
for the zinger?
3 for the
3
zinger.
for the zinger.
Alright, 1 for the horse,
That's a
1 for the sword.
really good zinger.
1 more for the zinger.
A couple of other ladies to appear in this episode that we want to mention. Shae. She cares so much for Sansa, which is such a nice thing to see, and I do feel that that is genuine. However, in her further encounter with Tyrion, not only did she kind of throw a hissy fit, show that she doesn't understand why he would want her to go away, so, she'd be safe, but also she was overheard in their little...
She's not being careful.
No. So,
I already hate that handmaiden, and she doesn't even have a fucking name.
-1,000,000 points for that bitch.
For that handmaiden, -1,000,000.
yeah, but no points for Shae. And one final lady to mention this episode, Brienne of Tarth. She has a really nice moment with Margaery.
I had put entirely out of my mind the fact that they were both so intimately connected to Renly.
Yes.
Until it was brought up, and then it was just really driven home with me that there is a very, very strong connection. Whether or not Margaery had feelings for Renly, she knew her brother did. And she loves him very much, and she knew that Brienne had feelings for Renly. And having that reminder of the fact that they're in the Lannister system now, and they've just fallen in with this, of remember the way things were.
I also liked the bit she had with Jaime very briefly where she's like, that's Sansa Stark. You promised your mom that you would do some, that you would like handle some shit, and you're not doing it. So you need to figure that out like now. I'm going to give a point to Brienne of Tarth.
I agree. Let's give her points for Brienne of Tarth. So if you guys want to cast your vote for who you think should receive points in this edition of Game of Thrones, leave it in the comments below, or tweet at us, or write on our Facebook wall. Any means of social media will do. But if you guys write in and comment, we will add the points to our board and show you our standings at the beginning of the episode next week.
Make sure it's ladies handled in the episode.
Yes.
Because, hey man, some of us haven't read the books. Don't be casting votes for future actions.
Don't cast votes for spoilers.